So this is about the ecological factor. Okay, so in this ecological factor, I am going to explain you about the ecological factors that is called as sunlight. In the last video I have explained you what is ecology, what is the principle of ecology, what is the history and introduction to the ecology, and ecological equivalence also I have explained you. Today I am going to explain about this ecological factors. What is this ecological factor? The 3/4 of the lesson or the chapter is completely filled with this ecological factors only. What is this factor? Example, if I am telling that organism which is like a organism and the environment is coexisting with their living. Okay, so what is the coexistence? And if you're taking an organism, whether it is a plant or the animal or the human, whatever it is, okay, it is surrounded by the different kinds of elements and things is there. So these kind of elements and things is there. These elements or the things is also called factors. Okay, for example, I am telling you, if you are taking this tree is an organism and these are all their environment. Okay, so this environment that is environment consisting of different components is there. Example, abiotic components and biotic components, adiabatic factors. So different kinds of component is there. Okay, generally this component is also called factors. Okay, so these factors is also called ecological factors or the environmental factors. If you are taking these factors of these organisms is called the ecological factors or the environmental factors. If you are taking this tree, the tree I have drawn here, these are all the abiotic items or the components or the factors which is coexisting with this plant. And also biotic organisms also coexisting with this particular organism, and adiabatic factors also. I already said, as I said, this 3/4 of the lesson is covered with this ecological factor only. We will discuss one by one. Okay, so if you are taking this plant of the biotic factor, that's birds, insects, humans, or also using the tree, and grazing land animals, rodents, and plant pathogen epiphytes using these are all the biotic organism also coexisting with this plant. Okay, and also if you are taking abiotic, that is sunlight, water, and wind, temperature, all those things, fires, or abiotic factors that is coexisting or along with this plant. And adiabatic factor means nothing but soil pH, soil, water, all those things will be getting into that. Okay, so based on this only you'll be getting the I think you'll be getting some idea about this. And I'm coming to the ecological factor. I said what is ecological factor. So this ecological factor again classified into these ecological factors consisting of first one, climatic factor. Next one is topographic factor. Third one is adiabatic factor. Adiabatic factor. Fourth one is adiabatic factor, topographic factor, climatic factor, and biotic factors. In this, I am going to explain you detailedly the climatic factor detailedly. Okay, in this lesson. Okay, so the climatic factor which consisting of light, that is sunlight, and temperature, fire, wind, water. Okay, so now I am going to explain about first sunlight. Okay, the sunlight is very important and essential for the very important essential for the all physiological process of plant. All physiological process means all the function of the plant. Example, you know that photosynthesis, transpiration, seedlings, seed germination, flowering, all stem and leaf formation, seed germination, all the physiological, all the functions of the plants only takes place with the help of this sunlight only. Okay, so our normal human eye part, resolving part of the human eye is in the sunlight is called visible light. Okay, that is the human eye resolving power of the sunlight is called visible light. That light ranges from 400 to 700 wavelength of the nanometer, right? In that particular, the 400 nanometer of the length and the 700 nanometer of the length, that is the 400 nanometer of the sunlight is giving the violet color, and 700 nanometer of the sunlight will give you a red color. In these two temperature, in this two wavelength of the sunlight, the photosynthesis will be very good. But if you are taking this 400 to 500 or the 600 to 700, in this range the photosynthesis will be very good. That is 400 to 500 and 600 to 700 nanometer. In this time the photosynthesis will be good. But if you are taking a 500 to 600 nanometer, the photosynthesis will be somewhat slow when compared to these nanometer. So that much our sunlight is important. And also it is essential for the transpiration, that is closing and opening of stomata present in the leaves, for the removal of excess water which does not need for the plant. Next, the movement of the plant also need this light, and also germination. The seed have to grow, germination with the help, and flowering and tuber formation, runner formation, stem and leaf, all those things it depends on only one sunlight only. Okay, without the sunlight no photosynthesis process. Okay, with the help of the sunlight only, using of carbon dioxide and water, it is converting into a sugar, that is carbohydrate, glucose molecule, and oxygen get converted. This is about the light. Okay, and also based on the light utilizing, the organisms are classified into two types. That is one is in scoliophytes and another one is called sciophytes. Scoliophytes and heliophytes and sciophytes. Heliophytes means the group of the organisms will have the tendency to take up intensities to take up the large amount of light. That is, example is angiosperms. That is, normal flowering plants will take the more amount of sunlight for their function. But if you are taking a pteridophytes and bryophytes, it just need a shaded place for their growth. Okay, that is called sciophytes. Okay, this is about your sunlight. Next, I am coming to the temperature. What is called temperature? Temperature also very much important, very essential for the all physiological functions of the plant. All the physiological function of the plant is only done on the optimum temperature. Optimum temperature only your transpiration, all the photosynthesis process, all metabolism takes place, all biological reactions takes place at the optimum temperature only. If it is going a upper temperature, the reaction gets stopped. If it is taking place in the lowest temperature, that is in the low minimum temperature, the process will take, but it is in the very slowest in the rate. Okay, so this temperature also there is a three types is there. One is the maximum metabolic rate takes place only in the maximum function of the all physiological function of the plant takes place only at the optimum temperature. If we are taking lowest temperature, maximum temperature, that is the biochemical reaction or the metabolism is stopped. In the minimum temperature, the metabolism is in the lowest in the speed, the rate. And in the optimum temperature, the maximum action takes place, activity takes place. And there was a scientist, his name is Ronvier. He has classified the temperature based, that is, he just classified this plant or this into four types of vegetation he has classified. That is megathemes, that is mesothemes, microthemes, and final one is hecistotherms. Okay, hecistotherms. Okay, hecistotherms, microtherms, megatherms, and mesotherms. And also he classified the that is hydrothermals, that is the plants which is present below the deep sea level and in the hot springs. These two exceedings are called these two extensions. In the ரெண்டு extension இருக்கிறத வந்து என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா 100 degrees centigrade க்கு மேல இருக்கறனால it is called hydrothermal அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. Okay, and also this based on the light, this temperature based this thing, is again based on the thermal tolerance of this plant is again classified into two types, that is eurythermal and stenothermal. What is called eurythermal? Eurythermal is nothing but the organism which can able to a wide range of the temperature it can able to tolerate is called sten or eurythermal. This eurythermal example is a zooxanthellae. Okay, zooxanthellae, and it's also called it's also called Artemisia tridenta. It is just a marine angiosperm. It is a flowering plant present in the water is called a marine angiosperm. Example zooxanthellae or the Artemisia tridenta. Okay, and also stenothermal means, what is that called? The stenothermal. Stenothermal, it can able to survive or tolerate only the small range of temperature is called the stenothermal. Example, you can take mango and palm and all. If you are taking mango and all, can able to tolerate small percentage of the temperature. So the mango, palm, which will not grow at the temperate countries like Canada and all those things. So Canada, all different parts of the world like Canada and Germany and all. Okay, this is about your temperature. Okay, and also you will be having a temperature. There is one more thing that is called thermal stratification. This is you will be getting in the your 2 marks or the 3 mark question. Okay, what is called thermal stratification? So thermal stratification is nothing but, suppose if you are taking the this is nothing but thermal stratification is nothing but, suppose this is a thermal stratification. So here you see here, if you are taking the upper surface of the water is called warm water, because this water directly getting the sunlight, so that this water will be warm water. But next to that middle layer of the water is slowly reduced their temperature. It's somewhat in the chilling condition. But if you are taking the depth of the water, that is, or the bottom of the water will be cold water. Bottom of the water is, that is cold water. Bottom water is cold water. So this is being warm water, this is normal water, this is bottom of the water. Okay, bottom water வந்து கோல்டா இருக்கும் அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க. So this is fish in condition. இங்கெல்லாம் fish எல்லாம் இருக்கும், like அது மாதிரி இருக்கும். So what is I am trying to say, that is the change in the temperature profile, change in the temperature profile increasing the depth of the water. Okay, so change in the temperature profile. Temperature வந்து இங்க இருக்கும்போது ஒரு 37 degree, இங்க வரும்போது 20, இங்க சுத்தமா 0 ஆகுது வை. So changes in the temperature profile increasing the depth of the water அப்படின்றாங்க. So this is called thermal stratification. So if it is in the upper warm water, there is a 3 terms based on this, that is eplimnion. 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 And if it is in the middle part, that is called metalimnion. If it is in the bottom of the water, that is cold water, that is depth of the water, and it has the very lowest cold temperature, that is called the epilimnia, metalimnia and hypolimnia. So this is called the thermal stratification. Okay, and also temperature based on zone. Okay, so if you are taking, you know that what is latitude and altitude. So if you are taking from the 0 degree to a 90 degree straight equator, the equator line that is to a 90 degree angle is called latitude. If you are taking the above the sea level is called high altitude. So this high altitude and this latitude both will show the variation in the temperature. Okay, so this is 90 degree angle from the 90 degree angle from the earth is called the latitude. And from above the sea level is called, above the sea level is called the altitude. So this is altitude and this is latitude. In the altitude and latitude you will be having a different type of temperature you will be having. Okay, so this is the based on the temperature you will be having. And also you will be having the temperature, effects of the temperature you should know. If you are taking the high temperature, affects the enzymatic actions of the all chemical reaction in the plant body. So if the temperature is high, the plant body consisting of enzymes which is necessary for the photosynthesis and transpiration, all glycolysis, all kind of biochemical reaction get affected due to the high temperature they are telling. And also it influences the solubility of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the biological system, whether it is a plant or the animal or the human. The increased temperature will making the more solubilizes the carbon dioxide and oxygen molecule. And also it stimulate the seedlings, that is seed is become a growth one, and also it is help in the respiration and seedlings also helped by this plant. Okay, and the lower temperature with high humidity will causes you, that is a spread disease to the plant. That is low humidity, that is a humidity will be more, wet places will be more with the low temperature will causes the disease to the plant. And also its varying temperature of the moisture determines the distribution of vegetation types. Okay, so these are all the different effects that is caused by the temperature. Thank you.